Yeah, I'm exhausted too, bro.
We'll see.
Hey everyone, welcome to the greatest comic book show ever.
Possible.
My name's Alec. I'm from Whitewell Comics. That's John. Right? Am I pointing in the right direction?
Of course not.
Hey,
There's John. That's Adam from Bear Island. And that's Jason from Comics Explained. Hi. It's like the Brady Bunch. So I guess we need to say this isn't for kids now. Is that a thing?
I guess.
Never has been.
Never has been, never will be.
That'd be weird to start now, wouldn't it?
Despite John's name.
True. Oops.
But that's his own personal channel. His
You
channel.
ignore what's on the screen at all times.
His channel's for kids, but he's just a guest on our show.
Yeah, I think last week we decided this is a show for no one. No one should watch this ever, right? Didn't we
He
decide
could
that?
mean like the Australian version of kids, right?
Baby kangaroos.
Isn't a baby kangaroo a kid?
Yeah,
It's
so
a
it's a baby
comics
goat.
channel aimed exclusively at
no,
baby kangaroos.
a kid is a baby goat, and a
Baby
Joe
goat. Oh, that's
is a
right.
baby kangaroo,
That's why you're the teacher, bro. You're right.
and a flock of or a group of crows is a murder.
Murder, yeah.
That's right. Mhm.
Murder.
A group of rhinos is a crash.
Ooh, I like that.
Group of flamingos is a flamboyance.
I think I did know that one. That was a good one.
Mhm. Yes,
Uh,
I did do that too.
That's all I got off the top of my head.
What's a
It was
group of
a
comic
good
nerds?
show. It was a good show. That was a great job.
This show,
It's the greatest.
Welcome to the heavily rehearsed.
yeah.
We're tight, baby.
So I came across a bit of news today that I share with the group to mixed reactions.
Alec,
Is
you're
that-
a real news hound lately.
Yeah, call me Tom Brokaw. Don't call
Yeah.
me that. Call me Walt Whitman. That's not a guy.
You mean
Didn't
Cronkite? Were you going for Cronkite there?
No, I meant what I said. And that's the way it's going to be. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yes.
Now you
That's
know
what he
the
said,
rest
right?
of the story.
Feels like it's crumbling right now.
Speak for yourself. I think we're doing great.
What's
Yeah.
this news?
The news is that the much beloved 90s tween
1990s?
book series Animorphs is
Mm,
coming to your local comic shop as a comic book.
interesting.
Now, my first question is, for those of you not familiar with Animorphs, Adam, somehow.
I fully admit it. Don't
You had
were-
goosebumps though, right?
don't
They,
know.
You
they
remember
were
Goosebumps?
they were a book series about children who turned into animals,
Mhm.
and the covers typically would have a child. Oh, John's got one right there. Well, that is,
Look at
here,
that preparation.
I'll make them big. There you go.
I was just
There you
trying. These are the ones that are the joke. I don't know if you want the joke ones.
Well, you can show one to get the idea.
All right.
So this is not a real one, but that is the Rock turning into a rock. But that's basically what they look
I
like.
get it.
It was a kid's face that would morph over the course of a few images into an animal. Now, my question for you guys is,
So
what percentage of the comic book is just going to be transitional panels?
You mean like each page is another slow transition when you turn the page?
Well, no, I'm assuming it's going to be like 12, like 18 panels across 2 pages.
You mean it's
But,
like
like-
a
like
9-panel
Tom
page
King wrote
each
it?
one, like a doomsday
Yeah.
clock, but it's like a transformation through all the
Exactly.
pages?
Yeah.
I know I'm probably the oldest one on this panel, but I will say, like,
Definitely.
what I immediately thought of was the original, like, Incredible Hulk TV series, where like every episode, I was really just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
When's
They-
this going to go down? When's this shit going to happen? And,
Bacon Snake coming through with the Turbo Teen reference.
Dang.
Clutch.
so there's that. So I feel like you would read Animorphs comic the same way. When's it going to happen? Like they're going to morph. When's the morphing? When's it going to
Yeah.
happen?
And if
then that
I were
panel-
writing it, because you know how I feel about pacing, it would be like 17 issues in.
but it'd be worth it once it hits. You're just like, ooh, that was
it would
good.
be the satisfaction of the moment would be much more intensified than if it were like, let me guess, on the last page of the first book.
Just to screw with everybody, Alec is going to have page 1 be the villain reveal.
Yeah.
The entire first 3 issues is about the villain, but you think they're the hero.
It's a slow burn villain reveal with the like 12th issue finally having the morphing of the character.
Turbo Teen was basically Animorphs, but where kids turn into cars.
Cars, yeah.
What was that one Ghost Rider about the Ghost Rider?
It's called Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a ghost and a typewriter.
Oh yeah.
That told stories.
I want to hear John.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was like the kids that turned into a ghost, but it wasn't.
Ghost
right? It was like a
Writer.
Ghost. Right. It was a ghost that wrote
Let
stories.
John say it slowly.
Ghost Writer.
Yes.
It's so good.
Chris Barrett says, I'm just going to get issue 1 and shit on it just like every other new number 1. Well, guess what? Write better comics, and I won't.
Dang.
Oh,
That's the truth.
When you have a brand, you stay with it.
Challenge thrown out to the writer of Animorphs.
we are owed objectively better comics.
I totally
They're
agree.
owed to us.
And you guys are owed an objectively better show, so let's try to get that going. The 17 people who happen to be still watching this show. I appreciate you guys.
7 minutes in.
7 minutes in. That's a pretty solid intro.
That was a good intro, bro.
For those who stick around, we have a funny list at the end of annoying real life habits of comic book characters. So stick around for that.
This might honestly, overall, I felt like this was the list that made me laugh the most reading all the things.
I also felt like it was the one that made John laugh the most.
A lot of likes being thrown around in the IG chat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we can sometimes not be so generous with those.
Or
But we were this time.
I know StreamYard's confusing, but I feel like you were trying to look at me there.
Especially since Alex getting busted at work for using his phone, he can't give as many likes as he used to.
Yeah, or give as many suggestions. So
yeah,
the list is going to be at least 33% less funny tonight.
Oh, wow.
You're missing a finger now, right? Your boss cut off a pinky or something.
Whoop.
Oh, I was buying it for a second there.
Call me Wolverine.
You got me.
Snicked.
You can't say that. That's copywritten.
Yeah, it's snacks now, right?
Is it really? Is that copyrighted?
Snicked and Thwip were both copyrighted onomatopoeia.
Yeah, you got
That's the end of this show. I don't know if we can afford the legal fees.
Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.
How many shows are you watching, folks, that talk about comics and onomatopoeia? You just aren't going to find them
No.
here.
Yeah, I'm going to try to work a portmanteau into this episode too. So
good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you.
The important things we gloss over in this show, you cannot get anywhere else. You just can't.
Especially the advice that we have for people.
Yeah.
That's a hint that's just been dropped right there, isn't it?
Yes.
We call it comvice. There, I did it. That's a portmanteau for you.
What was it you wanted to call the show? Comic Edians?
Yeah, that's also a portmanteau.
We're the comic idiots. I don't even think I have my glasses. We're in the car, I think.
I moved my glasses somewhere. I don't have them.
Oh, no.
So let's see.
I'm glad some of us are
Plays,
prepared.
I want to see this. If Alec plays the 20th Century Fox intro, which one of us will be back with glasses on?
That's a race. It's the new game. Oh!
That was a valiant effort.
Oh, he got him. He got him.
He did it. That was great.
I appreciate your dedication to the craft after the fact.
Redeemed.
Subtle.
Yeah, so we got some what we like to call email cries for help,
Mm-hmm.
and so let's see what
We're just trying
people are
to help the
saying.
community. Yeah.
Dear gentlemen, well, that's generous.
It's not accurate at all.
I have a question about fandom. Why are people upset with some writers, or as John would say, writers, who repeat themselves or use the same themes, but okay with others doing it? Examples. Bendis is bad because he's always making new characters the focus of his stories instead of highlighting the main heroes. King is always using PTSD, or Azzarello always uses intense violence / sex. But when someone like Scorsese or Woody Allen or Christopher Nolan or Quentin Tarantino does it, they don't seem to mind. Sincerely, true fan. I mean, I have some thoughts about this, but I'll let you guys begin since I did all the heavy
It's a
lifting
little
of
hard.
reading.
I will say true fan. It's hard to compare filmmakers with comic book writers. So that's a tough.
Does everyone know John went to film school?
That's right.
I didn't know that. Thank you. I think that's a tough comparison. I'm having trouble thinking of a comic book writer who repeats him or herself. I guess maybe Frank Miller has been doing it for a long time, but even he, you could say, gets a lot of crap for repeating himself. I don't know that there's a lot of comic book writers.
I think he gets more crap for being
a racist, crotchety bastard.
okay. I was gonna try to think of a way to put it more nicely, but
Right, probably.
Thank you, Thunderhouse Design, complimenting my Scorsese pronunciation. So, funny story about The Departed. In Rhode Island, a lot of people called it The Departed, and someone said to me, "What's the deal with this movie about flowers? The Departed?"
Like they ran out of marijuana.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Guys, is this the first time Brian Michael Bendis has written to us?
Right.
Oh, zing. Honestly, like if I'm giving me too, Thunderhouse Design. I'm not there anymore, but I'm from there. My real answer to this, which is not going to be funny, is that people have other issues with those writers, and they use those as cheap shots.
Mm.
Well, and I think I'm with you on the idea that I think people let it slide if they generally like or dislike the individual. So if it, people will make all the apologies for Scorsese when they're like, "Oh, I love this new film he made," and are willing to overlook those things versus people who are already go into it saying, "Oh, I don't like Bendis, so anything he writes, I'm ready to slap the label on."
Kachung has the idea of the night. We should just shut it down after this. We need a comic called Ghost Rider in the Shell, channeling all the best writers by hacking them into their minds to write the best story. Yeah.
Illustrated by Matina.
I mean, if that gets us better stories, I don't know if that's a better idea for a comic or a better plan for making actually better comics.
Yeah, it's Inception 2.
Inceptioner.
Also, Brian Michael, don't worry. Everyone does what they're good at. It's not a big deal. Doesn't matter what people think. Like what you like.
Yeah, you play to your strengths.
And I was going to say
something we need to figure out how to do on this show.
I have no problem with the age of actor where it was like a studio system when they would generally, as a rule, play the same part over and over again. You talk about Cary Grant or John Wayne. Mm-hmm. And they would still make incredible films that were really, really high quality, but they would get hit with, well, they're a bad actor, but they really were, they fit a certain character and they were playing it over and over again. So you could argue that there's an element of that maybe to some comic book writers who have a style and have a form, and they therefore utilize those elements repeatedly. So an Azzarello is the one I'm thinking of.
I would offer a trademark counterpoint to that. Is that those actors back in the day would sign a contract to say, I'm going to be in so many movies for the studio, and they would just tell them, "You're doing this movie now." Whereas, pretty sure Brian Michael Bendis can do whatever the hell he wants at DC right now, and he just chooses to do that.
And if you were a woman, it meant you were a sex slave / actress.
Well,
We're really firing on all cylinders tonight.
Let's move on to our next email.
Dear sirs, everyone's so polite. This is
What's up with that?
very, very concerning. I feel like,
I like
we're
that we sort of scrambled their emoji or whatever, their symbol.
well, we don't want to throw anyone under the bus, except for apparently Hollywood and Frank Miller.
Listen, they want our advice, not everyone who's watching's advice. I mean, think of all the emails they'll get.
I have seen. We don't get any, so I don't know.
By the way, write to us and tell us what the strengths of the show are.
Right to Adam.
We're really trying to figure that out.
I have seen how you've helped others, and I'm writing to you all anyways, zing, because I have a big problem. I've been known for a long time as a hero who fights villains with an unusual weapon. It's disturbing, possibly. However, lately I've been frustrated that my opponents bring newer technologies into our fights, and I'm still throwing my frisbee at them in defense. Is that metaphorical? Can you suggest any alternative? Sincerely, Steve. After the unusual weapon, I was expecting it to be from Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, I was expecting the record. It's a crowbar, you know.
This is disappointing.
Well, this immediately made me think of the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels when the guy beats another guy to death with a giant black dildo.
Spoilers.
It's not like a big moment in the story. It's just
everything reminds you of that.
Well, yeah,
You say that for everything.
I bring it up each week, but
When we do our lists at the end of the show, the aforementioned lists, we all come up with ideas prior to it, obviously, and John's contribution is usually very small because it's usually like 90% jokes about getting beaten to death with a big black dildo.
that's fair.
It's just variations on that one.
That's not true.
John is a wordsmith. He finds 7 different ways to work in the black dildo. No pun intended.
Oh, don't be so irascible.
Oh, I'm totally irascible.
I love so Joe, if you're looking for the email, it is bearislandcomics@aol.com.
at flymail.com.
.gov.
At geocities.com.
At
Angelfire.com.
Right,
bear at island.xxx.
So any other unusual weapons people could use as a tool to fight bad guys? What could you fight crime with?
Intelligence.
Calling 911.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
McGruff the crime dog.
Slam poetry.
Ooh.
You can really get in their head with some slam poetry.
Yeah, some speaking engagements at high schools.
What about dreadlocks?
Sure, you put little razor blades at the end of them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Seems a bit aggressive for America's champion.
Who says this is America's champion?
I assumed it was Steve Buscemi.
Right? The frisbee throwing ninja.
Yeah, you didn't know he owns the Ultimate Frisbee team?
America's little sweet potato pie, Sweet Buscemi.
He's named
Steve
the Ultimate
Buscemi.
Frisbee.
If I was this Steve guy, I would immediately just book passage to Wakanda and just see what they got. And be like, yo, I'm getting my ass kicked.
What you got?
What do you have? What do you have that's not a gun?
It is wise advice.
Yeah.
They have those sweet like toga poncho things. Those things are pretty badass.
I'm pretty sure Wakanda's fictional.
How dare you? It's offensive.
Not here. Not right
One
now.
more email.
I'm a longtime comics YouTuber who is now killing it in the movie trailer reactions game. Yeah, probably. I don't doubt it. Not to mention wearing awesome jackets game. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say, see you bitches later. Gotta bounce. I'm late for lunch with Grace Randolph and that dude from Emergency Awesome, Perry. So, funny you should say this, Perry, because I've considered starting a second channel about
Trailer reactions.
music reactions. I'm not going to spoil more than that. Because
What would Alex's reactions look like? Just sitting
I
there
like
looking at the
that we
camera.
scrambled Perry's icon, but we left his name at the bottom.
Hey, he's
Perry says it can't be from him. Spelling is too correct.
He doesn't want to be harassed with a
Nice.
bunch of emails, right?
I can
he's
vouch.
big time
I can
now.
vouch for that. I've had to edit his emails before.
Like I was titled Deuces.
I mean,
he's very to the
listen,
point.
if you want to start a successful and easily monetizable YouTube channel, do reaction videos.
Uh-huh. To anything, right? It's like
Like
your
literally,
Instagram feed,
literally
you're like,
anything that's
wow.
popular,
anything.
because you will get 500,000 subscribers faster than I got 1,000.
By having a shocked face.
And
Way faster
Yeah.
than I've gotten.
Yeah, you got to put the really obnoxious thumbnail of you going.
Yep.
And say like, I don't believe this, and then like
And
a
then-
real clickbaity title like, Metalhead
can't
reacts to
believe it.
rap song. Oh my god!
Yeah. And then the next video, you have to have like things that you miss in the background, and the thumbnail has like the red circle on like a blurry
the red
image.
circle.
But you can't really see what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of blurry, yeah.
Or like you Photoshop like Garfield into the trailer for Morbius. You'd be like,
Yes.
and they're like, don't even mention it in the video because
I
it's
almost,
just
I almost did that on my channel. Some fake trailer reaction with like things in the background that weren't there.
that'd be really funny.
a couple things. It helps to be wearing an awesome jacket. That exponentially
True.
increases your viewership.
I mean, maybe that's why our episode last week was so good.
Exactly. And like Alex said, opposites. You want to be the opposite of what you're reviewing. Like you could do like comic book nerd reads real book or something like that, and people would go crazy for it.
Yeah,
What is,
I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you big for a second.
Stay still.
Aw. Aw. Aw.
Oh no, don't fall.
All right. Is that all we got? I'm done talking to Perry. He's on another level clearly.
Yeah, that was kind of rude.
Thanks for at least writing in to us to say goodbye, even if it was not the most polite.
I wonder what they had for
Dropping
lunch.
juices.
Him and Grace Randolph and Emergency Austin guy. I wonder what they had for lunch though.
Does it make me cool or out of the loop that I don't know who those people are?
I don't know either, so I was worried. I thought it was just me.
Grace Randolph is the one who does Beyond the Trailer. She's like the biggest trailer channel out there, I think. She's a blonde lady, wears lots of makeup. Talks kind of like this, kind of weird.
You mean Jeffree Star?
Yes, that's who I meant. Yes. And you guys know the Emergency Awesome guy, right?
No, I just said I didn't know.
Do you guys not have like a right-hand column on your YouTube?
Yeah, it's all mine is all UFC and Irish people eat stuff.
Oh, I would not have guessed. It's fascinating. God, you get more interesting all the time.
I don't know if that's the right word.
You a-hole.
Just call me an a-hole.
Yeah. An awesome,
No.
an awesome hole.
Yay. Whoa. There it is.
What?
I love this one.
What?
Mac and me.
Back at me,
better,
baby.
This is better than us.
Yeah.
Can watch that all day.
If I can figure out how to upload some stuff, this show would be a lot better. All we got is
People
whoa.
special.
Get your ass out of my face, Colossus. It smells back here.
That's a metal tea bag.
Ugh. Not bad, actually.
Yeah.
Don't knock it to you.
little rusty. The original rusty trombone.
Hey.
I was gonna say. Clever.
Who's got the agenda?
I do.
Yes.
I think next on the list was word.
Oh, we got word bubbles, which he has right there. Which
Currently shared. I'm actually
Yeah,
on the ball
look at
this
that.
week.
I'm
will
still
say-
waiting. I'm still waiting for a Powerpuff Girl. One of these weeks.
Shout out to Stay Puff, who dropped a really great Instagram TV, like 10-minute video of like the best quotes from The Wire all strung together.
Nice.
It was like
Okay.
10 minutes of just glory.
That's awesome.
It's
Absolutely.
probably gotten flagged and removed, so I hope you've seen it.
Could we just end the
he
show
might have been-
lurking that?
Yeah, I don't know where he got it, but if you follow Stay Puff on Instagram, and you definitely should.
I love Stay Puff.
1983.
That's right.
Sean dropped an awesome break.
We will be ending this show with John just holding up his phone showing us that.
That fellow
10
Floridian.
minutes.
It'll probably be better than most else. Hey,
Hey, that's me, and that's Strangers in Paradise, which John and I are going to be reading talking about reading in about half an hour on his channel.
Whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, we'll find out. Stay tuned. This is issue 4 from the second series, and it's just like I thought, a solid joke, because I did something so serious last week.
And if you people at home think there's color inside, you're wrong.
No, it's black and white. So this is Francine on the right, and this is her mother who's come to visit on the left, and she says, you know, women in our families have always had big breasts. They're in our genes. And her uncle says, oh, no, I'd say they're higher than that. But
classic dad joke.
Uncle Maury.
Yeah, that would work a lot better if it weren't in print. But like in their reality, it's not. She's saying it, so it sounds like jeans, like your pants.
Yeah, it would have been cool if there was like a mom wearing like mom jeans, and it says like, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, it's not that kind of comic.
No, that joke definitely made me giggle.
Thank you.
Okay.
Even though there's no big black dildo in it?
Oh, jeez.
You can't get everything you want all the time.
It's on the next page.
Yeah. That's all it is.
So, I don't think enough people were talking about this Hawkeye Free Fall. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty darn funny. This is from a couple of weeks ago. It was almost my word bubble of the week 2 weeks ago. But I will say I did not read anything with great word bubbles until today when I was reading Strangers in Paradise. I finally got to it. So I snagged this one from last, was a week and a half ago. There were a bunch of funny lines, but this was page 1, I think, right out of it. You've got the villain doing his big speech right at the beginning. Of course, you got all the great Hawkeye narration going on. And he's like, hey, this guy's pretty cool. And then the word bubble I thought was great was when the villain then says to his henchman, he says, "Lo mein me." And then Hawkeye says, never mind.
Never mind.
He's pretty cool.
I love Rosenberg.
I wish that I had the ability to say "lo mein me" and it just appear in my hand.
Yes,
Right?
that'd be amazing.
That would be like one, like definitely top contender for a superpower.
Alec, have you tried?
Lo mein me. Could you imagine if I like literally had?
Oh my god, that would have been the moment.
Yeah.
It's like magic. You'd be like David Blaine.
Yeah, I got to prepare better next week.
Spicy noodle and shrimp meat, please.
This art by Otto Schmidt. This is my first introduction to him. I think the art's really good.
Snow caps me. Oh,
yeah,
I
really enjoyed it. There you go. I'm going to be really tempted to get the second issue. I'm trying to cut back, but I laughed a bunch of times. I loved the way they brought guest stars like the Falcon in. I really thought that this new Hawkeye was really solid. It's no Fraction and Asia, but it's good.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast where Rosenberg, the writer, was talking about how difficult it is to pick up a book like Hawkeye because you always feel like you don't want to be like the cover band, like trying to do what Matt Fraction did. You want to come up with something original, but not make it seem like you're not trying to do what Fraction did.
Was that the podcast you were watching? Was it the one that I'm on where I interviewed him? No.
Yes, I'm surprised you didn't bring this up. I can't believe you forgot that.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Here's mine. We're going back a little ways
Ooh.
here. I just thought this would be fun to take a look at a very famous panel that maybe a lot of people haven't seen if they've never seen a facsimile. Or
that came out today, right?
Also a comic that
Yes.
John and I have read on our channel.
Wait, did a facsimile of this come out?
I believe so.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me.
Whoa, that's awesome. If it was coincidence.
I actually did not know that, but anyway, this is where Wolverine is first seen, no matter what your
You mean it's his first appearance?
First appearance. I mean, I think this comic is his first appearance. He introduces himself and challenges him to a fight.
No, it absolutely is. There's no, as far as I'm concerned, no debate. This is his first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it says if you really want to tangle with someone, why not try your luck against the Wolverine? There's frequent mentions of Weapon X throughout the book. I don't know. To me, that's first appearance, but it's pretty cool to just be able to see it. And you can see the differences in his costume, the much less exaggerated mask and things like
Gloves
that.
go to the elbows.
A little more streamlined. There's big ass belt. I don't know if he's always had the big ass belt.
Oh yeah, that's a big buckle.
Well, it was the 70s.
Yep. And
I
there's
love
your first
I
appearance.
love the whiskers too. That he's got the whiskers.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
that's,
going to be spoilers for Doomsday Clock, by the way.
Hey, are we gonna get
Yeah.
a good blue dong?
Yeah,
Dildos.
yeah. This was a
And
joke.
speaking
for,
of awkward pauses, as in the publication of this book.
Yeah.
yeah, this was a joke for the chat only. I didn't think we're actually going to put this up, but that's fine.
Oh, seriously? I mean, you submitted a panel and everything, so I thought it was.
I'm sorry. No, we can do it. That's
No,
fine.
hey,
I can-
we're about to spoil the end of Doomsday Clock. You guys,
Yeah,
you guys had 3 years to get to this point.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to hear any excuses about that you haven't read this yet.
This
You
is
had
the
3 years
last
to
page.
guess what would be in this.
This is the last page of Doomsday Clock, and I thought it was a really weird ending. So, yeah.
Should I go
it's
ahead?
just- yeah, go ahead. This is the end. This kid's here after the whole entire 12-issue 2-year event, pretty much, and the kid just shows up at the store and it says, "Have you heard of John Smith?" And I was like, "That's really weird." So I guess like Jeff Johns is Mormon or something. I don't know why he decided to put that in. Pretty weird, but hey, that's not
Or
my
at least
thing. I guess
Dr.
that was the whole
Manhattan is?
entire. Hey, whatever. I guess I can see why Dan DiDio decided to cancel Rebirth. I don't know.
John, do you
Weird.
feel it's lazy writing that they didn't tie this into the HBO series?
No, I think that's smart writing.
Mm.
I will say I was. I will say I have not read any of the Doomsday Clock. I don't know anything about what's going on there. The only thing I know is what I hear, and I was a little. Well, I don't want to say shocked. I was just a little bit saddened to hear that Superman can beat Dr. Manhattan at anything. Like, I don't know. How's that? Doesn't Dr. Manhattan have like all power? Like, can he just do anything? Like stop time, reverse time, take all his molecules apart, put them back together in the way he wants. What
He kind
can
of exists
do?
at like all times at all at once, not so much like time travel, but I mean, he does, but he just kind of exists like everywhere all at once pretty much. So he gets kind of things confused and he can't tell what's happening at all
Gotcha.
times because there's so much happening.
Because he smoked too much crack, he
Yeah.
can't handle Superman at his best.
He found out that Superman is the crutch to
Just a
DC
little
and pretty much Hope. And so he just tries to mess with that and take it away and see what happens.
Gotcha.
And then the whole entire book is pretty much the consequences of that happening without, a Superman or trying to change him.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting stuff, but I loved it. I loved the series. I thought it was amazing, but
I'll check it out at some point. I just
yeah, that last
Everybody-
panel wasn't real, by the
everybody
way.
lost Superman.
I photoshopped that, by the way, so don't feel like it's spoiled for you guys. That was
Basically, it's all fake, and people have written these stories, and they can decide anyone is more powerful than anyone else in a given moment.
true.
What?
Like, I stand by the fact that Zatanna should be the most powerful because she can just say a word and just kill everybody.
More than Doctor Strange. Yeah, DC. Yeah.
All right, I get
Yeah.
all of that, but we still agree that Squirrel Girl can beat Thanos, right?
Mm.
I mean, she did.
She took
So-
down
Right.
Galactus.
That
Yeah.
is now canon.
But also the metaverse is canon as well. So anything is possible anywhere at any time, which is why those things exist. So when they don't match up or whatever, be like, oh, well, that's that one continuity that's like one step over. That's not, it could be whatever. So good idea. Good excuse.
My friend sent me a tweet this week that said, like, basically, if you look at how old Batman or Bruce Wayne is supposed to be right now, that means that when his parents were shot coming back from the movies, there's a good chance he was coming out of Space Jam.
Yes.
And
Daniel
I
Kibblesmith, which you can see that
No.
John and I interviewed him. He's the
And
one that
I-
said that.
and I said to
The Loki
him,
writer.
yeah, I said to my friend that that's assuming that Space Jam exists in the multiverse version of the world that Batman lives in, because it might not.
Whoa, dude.
I mean, Zorro does, right?
A world without Space Jam?
Pretty
We
awesome.
wouldn't be missing a whole lot.
That's the dark multiverse.
The
Right.
darkest you can imagine.
Well, or is this the Dark
Ooh, I
Multiverse
think
where
I've
we're
got an
getting a
idea
remake?
for-
When's that book coming out?
I think we need to do a list next week of what are some of the elements of the darkest multiverse.
Oh yeah, good call. That'd have been a good segue.
But this
So we-
week's list is better. It's the secretly annoying habits of your favorite comic book characters, folks.
Yeah, we were thinking, comic book characters are people too. They have daily lives, so they're probably pretty annoying. They probably do stuff that gets on the nerves of everyone else they interact with. They're not always out there like fighting huge battles and stuff, They have day jobs, I'm sure. So
Well,
we compiled a little bit of a list of what we think some of the annoying habits of comic book characters might be. For instance, we'll start with a small one here. Galactus, he chews too loudly.
Galactus is actually quite large.
He's a big eater. Anytime he chews, you're going to hear it, galaxy away. It's kind of
Honestly, I relate to Galactus more than anyone else because I'm always hungry all the time. My metabolism's so fast. I just totally relate to Galactus being hangry 24/7.
that must really suck.
It does. It's terrible.
You and me,
It's a constant
you and me,
pain.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Barry Allen, what do you think? What do you think?
Fast
his
in bed?
annoying trait is?
No.
He's just constantly late for meetings.
That is true though, and canon to comics, he's always late.
And then he wastes more of people's time by explaining why.
Or is he really, really early because time is a flat circle?
Right, he's just really early.
Damn, man.
Maybe it's deep.
Kyle Rayner. Sometimes Green Lantern. Is he all the time
Mhm.
Green Lantern? I don't know. He is always asking people, what was it, Alec?
How much you bench?
Yeah, I said in Kyle's defense that should have been from Guy Gardner. All right, call her up, bro. How much
That's
you
a
bench?
nitpick. It's called a
Yeah.
nitpick.
These aren't always sometimes this is a surprise.
True.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect it. Some of them are right on the nose.
Martian Manhunter. He never says hello in the hallway.
What a jerk.
Kind of rude,
Maybe he doesn't know how.
Passes
Well-
you right by. He's so intense all the time. It's kind of
He is an alien. We don't know what
That means,
what
yeah,
their
customs.
how they say hello.
Yeah,
that's
he's
true.
not-
And the alien thing, I feel like that's going to come back around in a future one. Wonder Woman, she might seem perfect
Mhm.
on the outside to most people, but she is always needing to borrow other people's phone chargers.
Jeez.
So freaking annoying.
Bitch.
Like, how can you not just charge it while you're sleeping? What? Swamp Thing. It's close talker, which is
Yikes.
unfortunate.
Not what you want to see from him.
That swamp breath just
It smells like a fucking
moist.
swamp.
Yeah.
So
Surprisingly, very minty.
Oh.
okay. Batman, unabashedly, pees in his suit.
With pride.
Yeah.
He just has his hands on his hips and just lets it fly.
It's
Yes.
I don't have time. A funny crime.
Yeah, it's because he's always staying in the rain, so people just thinks, it's just
Yeah, it's like peeing in a pool. No one will.
yeah, whatever. No one notices.
DGAF with Batman. He just does not care.
Wow.
You got Iron Fist. He will not shut up about the time he hung out with Kid Rock at a bonfire. Nobody cares.
Dude, good Lord. Get
Yeah, he
over
went to that
it.
one fest. What was it, Fire Fest or whatever?
Green Arrow still uses Hotmail.
Mm,
That's more annoying for him than it would be for anyone else.
right. It's a constant spam.
Well, he's always probably getting hacked and then sending you crazy penis pill emails.
Yeah, so it's annoying for everyone.
Not like I've ever had that happen to me before. I just
I
he has that problem, not I.
you guys don't subscribe to those emails?
Discounts, man.
No wonder you're so busy all the time, Alec. Just reading through all those emails.
You mean busy?
Busy.
That is what I meant. Namor, he truly has just the one outfit.
It's the vest and Speedo combo that really makes it
Kind of weird and annoying. Does not enjoy shirts.
No
Matt
washing
Murdock.
machine either,
He is
The ocean's
constantly
his washing machine.
snapping at people to quiet down.
simmer down now.
Simmer down now. He's a librarian.
Cyclops insists that all colors have a hint of red.
Just if you
No
look,
one believes
if you look closely, you can kind of see.
Yeah. Professor X offers hover chair rides, but only to the female students.
Oh, jeez.
That's weird and annoying. It's a bad habit.
Yikes.
Booster Gold. John, you want to take this one?
He's always telling people about his blog where he writes about the flaws in the Star Wars films. That's, yeah. Don't get
It's
it.
weird. It's weird that one came from John because he likes all the Star Wars stuff.
I have so much love.
Except for
Especially the
Mandalorian, which is the only good thing.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Classic John.
Silver Surfer. He says bro way too much, taking the surfer thing a little.
His favorite movie is Point Break.
I always assumed Norman Rad spoke very properly and enunciated except he says I'm here to save your planet, bro.
No, you're
Here to
saying
save you, bro.
it's the U8.
All right, I misspelled it. I misspelled it there.
Well, no, you spelled it correctly.
I remember texting with a guy on Instagram, and every bubble he sent me ended with bro. Every single one. I was like, okay, wait. Does it have to happen every time?
Bro.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
Banshee, he is a brutal mouth breather.
Not what you want to see from Banshee.
No,
He's probably constantly knocking things over on the table, too. He's just like, things are falling over.
you know it. Captain Marvel, she talks way too much about her fantasy football teams.
I don't think there's anything more annoying than that. That might be the one that
the worst.
was crazy.
I don't
That's
want
why
to hear
everyone
about
hates
your
her.
fantasy football team.
Yeah.
Killer Croc flosses at the table, you guys. I mean,
Out of all the people that would.
who raised him?
Yeah. You figure he'd just be toothpicking on the whole time.
Mrs. Croc raised him.
Perhaps even worse. Yes.
Country Croc raised him.
Solomon Grundy, he will not cop to any of his farts, of which there are many.
But will he
As you might
firefighter
imagine.
any of his farts?
I would say he doesn't know about wiping.
Oh, that's great to know. Quicksilver, he texts with the sound on.
Oh, hell
Clickety
no.
clackety, clickety clackety. But
No.
it's Quicksilver, so it's really fast.
Yeah. Yikes.
Nobody wants to tell him how annoying that is. Like, dude,
Oh, I hate
it's so
that.
easy. Just turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fantastic, he uses a selfie stick when he really does not need to.
Why do you have that, man?
Like,
what are you talking
get it,
about?
You get it. You're trying to be normal, okay?
That might be
Whatever.
the one that made me laugh the most. And I think I wrote it. I was just like, yeah, because why? Why do you need the stick, buddy?
Meanwhile,
Maybe it's because I freaking hate selfie sticks.
his better half, the Invisible Woman, she offers to be in selfies but vanishes at the last second, so you just look like some jackass who's hugging air.
I was gonna say maybe she asked, "Does this make me look fat?" But she just wants to argue because you can't see what's on her. It's just her excuse to get in there and get under your skin.
It's just sinister. Chris Barrett, he is in the chat.
Nice.
He is a
Dick
super.
Grayson talks a lot about not skipping leg day. Kind of
Damn.
douchey.
Hashtag dem buns.
Hashtag them quads.
Hashtag I work out, ladies. Devil Dinosaur. This may be the most annoying one on the whole list. He's always telling you to read the email he just sent that hasn't even fucking arrived yet. Come on, man.
Hey, bro,
That's per my email.
Give it 30 seconds, Devil
Read my
Dinosaur.
email. Hey, peeks over a cubicle. You
I actually
got
have
what I
a
sent.
meme of
got my email?
Red Hood saying, "As per my email," and he's just standing there. I'll send it in the chat someday.
Cyborg always asks for help with the most basic computer problems.
He's like a boomer. He's trying to figure out a PDF.
Aquaman calls dairy and pork land food. I wonder why he limits it to just dairy and pork.
Want to go out for some land food later? Who's hungry for land food?
Yeah, let's go to Red Cow tonight.
Some turf and turf.
Red cow.
Brown cow?
Brown cow. Oh, no, brown cow.
Groot likes to say nature's calling when he has to pee. That's a little played out.
Second PP joke.
Martian Manhunter. Oh.
He's back.
Uh-oh.
It's very annoying.
Frequently tries to pee on Green Lanterns, all the while shouting, "What, Alec?"
That's the trifecta. Yellow is your weakness. That's the trifecta of P jokes.
Now, question. Being that he's an alien,
Uh-huh.
how do we know it comes out yellow?
Exactly.
That's
That's
a
what I was
great
thinking.
question.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe it doesn't, and he still just does it.
Oh my god!
I would guess it comes just out like sparkling.
Fire.
Yeah.
And it goes, it
Glittering.
floats. It goes up.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love that yellow is your weakness.
Ra's al Ghul uses the Lazarus Pit for bullshit things like his tennis elbow. It's not what it's for. Misty Knight will challenge you to arm wrestle before she even learns your name.
A lot of Misty Knight jokes on this show.
She'll throw down.
I'm a huge fan. The actress from Luke Cage is from Detroit. So.
Joey back at 7 is saying more P jokes.
Magneto burps loudly at least 4 times a day, but always acts surprised by them.
Yep.
It's his first time burping.
I know that guy.
Apocalypse has lost a friend or two using the word transcendent to describe Limp Bizkit's set at Woodstock 99.
He was the one that started the riot.
You weren't there, bro. You don't know.
Yeah, it's like that X-Men issue where he's like, what happened in the Bronze Age? He's like, oh, that was me. But it was for Woodstock when the riot started.
He's waiting for a nostalgia tour from them. It just hasn't happened yet. Black Bolt, he's just handsy.
Well, I mean, he can't speak. So.
I was going to say,
everyone
shout out
has
to
a
the
different,
hardcover that came out today.
different love language, right, for Black Bolt? Oh. Jason Todd is always going on and on about the current hot YA novel.
What's that? What's YA? Is that like it's like Animorphs? Thank you. Got him.
Once upon a time. Nightcrawler's obsession with the music of John Tesh gets old quickly. He's a quirky guy, Nightcrawler.
Bad musical taste stuff.
You probably listen to the gospel 24/7.
Yeah.
The gospel channel.
Rammstein.
Human Torch and Iceman are always asking ladies if they want a little icy hot.
Oh.
Suggestive.
And then the lady's response is always, well, I know it's not going to be a big icy hot.
And then
Got
Professor X. And
Got
Professor X comes through with his chair. Hop on, ladies.
He never washes his feet before eating. Never.
Let me get you out of here, ladies. This way.
Are you still back on?
It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like hydraulics on it.
He drives by them and it just zooms into truck nuts on the back of it.
It's this truck that's dragging behind the chair. It's like dragging on the floor.
Eat my Spock's, bitches.
Where were these suggestions all week? We could have worked these in, guys. Starfire writes very weak sonnets. Mary Jane obnoxiously and specifically only listens to Bob Marley's Sublime and 311.
I bet she does.
Yes.
White girl taste.
Vampirella makes Shutterfly books of all the dick pics she receives.
Oh no.
That would actually be
Yikes.
pretty funny.
Pretty terrifying.
Darkseid won't shut up about how great Joe Rogan is.
Oh my god. Get over it.
Shots called.
He's always like, have you heard the most recent podcast? It's like, yes, we have. Okay, he's the best.
Everyone
Professor
knows
X.
it's
Back to Professor X, that creep. He sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake, and he's a creepy old fucker.
Yes.
Eat my Spock's, bitches.
Wow. Oh, this one's for Alec.
Oh, is it? I didn't write this one. Banshee is super loud when he straights up has a comb.
Power Girl routinely insists upon wearing some degree of clothing.
That's so frustrating. It's so annoying.
It's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Sexist gentleman.
Zatanna goes around calling everyone muggles.
This is amazing, and I would love it if she actually did that in the comic. I'm sure there's probably some legal element that won't allow her to do that.
Darkhawk tries to give everyone shoulder massages and is really bad at them.
I had an HR video I had to watch on that, so it's legit.
No, no.
About bad massages. It's like
Only give good ones. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
It's only
sexual
okay.
harassment is a serious offense. So make
Know
sure
what
your
you're doing.
massages are good.
saying. Know what you're doing.
Nobody will complain if they are.
Yeah.
Try offering feet massagers.
Reed Richards picks his nose real deep and yells, "Come to Papa." Omega Red is always trying to get you to watch whatever Netflix show he's currently into. We all have that coworker, right?
Living with myself.
Yeah.
That's the show.
Juggernaut, surprisingly, always wants to be the little spoon.
Oh,
Sometimes you just have a hard day.
Sabretooth makes sure everyone knows when his birthday is coming up.
he's
Not anymore.
lonely, misunderstood guy.
Wendigo always has to have the newest iPhone right when it comes out.
Yeah, waited in line for 15 hours, bro. Best iPhone yet.
I bought 2 so I could flip one.
Yeah. Brought my girl. She bought one, I bought one. Pays for itself. I only had to wait 16 and a half hours. I peed myself, but Batman does, so who cares?
Yeah, you got a tent.
Like,
Let me know.
Professor X let me borrow his chair. You hear it has truck nuts on it?
Jesus.
I love that so
It's
much.
going to work a truck nuts joke into every one of these.
Oh, God.
The hardest part is guessing when to hit the space bar here, you guys.
Red Skull on that Planet Titan. He has just balls hanging out his robe in the back, just dragging along.
He calls everybody fam, even if he's just talking to one person.
Le femme.
The Spectre insists on only using Venmo for person-to-person transactions. That's annoying. It's too good for PayPal. The Teen Titans refuse to admit they've had that name longer than 10 years.
Oh no.
Foggy Nelson has ruffled a few feathers by constantly mispronouncing Thanos as Thanos.
And Darkseid.
Flash always eats really fast and then yells, "I win!" when the Justice League dines out. Embarrassing for all of them, but nobody will say anything to him. Firestorm is that asshole who goes around telling people college is a scam.
It's not wrong.
Schools for fools, stay ignorant.
Aunt May judges people harshly for not having seen at least one full season of The Wire.
Same.
Yeah, that's a lot of us. Hawkman smells vaguely of elderberries.
Your
Is that
mother.
is that a Life of Brian joke?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Beta Ray Bill. He's a bit of a
That
contrarian.
was Holy
No,
Grail, right?
Beta cuck bill.
I tried to come up with some gatekeeper joke, but it didn't come to me.
The Shocker at parties likes to say he invented the move. We'll give you a second for that one, Bill.
I don't think it's going to take a second.
Wolverine always calls shotgun even though he doesn't need the leg room.
Sure.
Bullshit. Such bullshit.
Huck.
Anti-Monitor always has to make it about him.
Hmm.
The Owl doesn't mind telling you he thinks the Gary Sharon era was Van Halen's finest.
Wow, that was a deep cut.
Jeez.
Jessica Cruz she's an over-apologizer. That's the worst. That gets old fast.
Hashtag feminism.
Dr. Fate needs to dial down the Big Lebowski references.
That's not cool. I disagree.
And finally,
Dun, 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 dun.
there's a Frisbee joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Nice job.
that's what Captain America says.
Classic.
Under House Design just says.
Uh,
All right, well, there's your
That
daily
sums it up.
of male anatomy humor for Wednesday.
There's your weekly dose of us.
Yeah, we're very mature. If you
Well, if you want another hour of me and John, you can go over to his channel and watch us talk about Stranger in Paradise in about 2 minutes.
If you had enough of us talking about wangs for a Wednesday, come on over. We'll talk about ladies. instead.
Wang's Day.
you want to hear more about truck nuts,
That's getting photoshopped immediately.
yeah, it's just hanging down below.
Hover chair rides for the ladies.
Thanks for joining us. You're welcome.